Hi, this is Alessio. Hope you're well. In this video, we're going to take a look at the recent price action on Bitcoin and explain why this particular rally in the price of Bitcoin could be very important. In fact, we're going to take a look at the chart of Bitcoin and explain to you what this chart potentially could be telling us right now. Join me. Alright guys, welcome back. Now listen, Bitcoin has done a really decent job in the last few days of at least pushing above some near resistance levels here. Resistance near the 35,000 region here. So a very decent job here in the last few days by bulls, by Bitcoin bulls. And we're just currently, as you can see here, just currently hugging underneath the 100 EMA on the daily chart of Bitcoin. We'll talk about this in a few minutes. By the way, we've also managed to bounce back to the 21 weekly moving average. This is a weekly chart of Bitcoin, and you can see Bitcoin is just now touching, well, it did touch it today at the 21 weekly moving average here. At this blue line you can see right here. So I'll explain this as well in this video. But what's really interesting and important here is this. I got to tell you guys, last week when Bitcoin dropped to just below the 30,000 levels here, so you can see when Bitcoin dropped last week and broke below 30,000, I gotta be honest with you guys, at that point I really thought Bitcoin was about to break this support level as well, this next support at 28,600, and potentially push us into bear market territory. It did not do that. That was quite a surprise to me. And I'm saying this to you because I don't want to pretend to you that I'm smart. I'm not smart. I'm not a genius. So anyway, the fact is that Bitcoin did break temporarily below the 30,000 levels here, but interestingly, it did not break. It did not break below 28,600. And that's important, as I'll explain to you why in a few moments. But first of all, let's take a look at this. You'll see that Bitcoin just very recently broke above this white line you're seeing here. And this matters because of something I mentioned in the members video just a few days ago. Let me play this for you very quickly. We'll come back.
And if Bitcoin can hold this support at the 161 extension, and let's say we break above the 33,555 level of resistance, the 33,555 level, that could be the first sign that bulls are potentially regaining control.
Alright guys, as you heard me say in the members video, I said, look, if Bitcoin can get above that level, the 33,555 level, that actually could show to us that bulls are potentially regaining some control here. Not that Bitcoin has bottomed, no, just that bulls are potentially getting some control here, and all that means is that the odds are turning slightly towards the bulls. Now, here's the bottom line here. You may remember that after Bitcoin dropped, after Bitcoin crashed by about 50% back in April, May, a lot of commentators were saying that we are in a bear market. I disagreed. You may remember I said a drop by an arbitrary number, by an arbitrary percentage like 20% or 50% does not make a bear market. For a bear market, you need at least two things, and I mentioned this to you in my video on bear markets. I said you need two things for a bear market, and those are, first of all, a break below market structure. For example, if we saw a break below these two key support levels here, both of them, not just one of them. For example, we had support here at the 30,000 level, and then one more at 28,600. We only broke one of them, not both of them. And by the way, the same thing applies to the weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, you may remember I mentioned this to you in my video about a couple of weeks ago. I said, look, if Bitcoin breaks these two support levels here, again, at the 30,000 level to 28,600 level, if it breaks both these levels, then we potentially enter a bear market. And as long as Bitcoin remains above these two support levels, then we're not in a bear market. So I disagreed, and I still disagree with people out there who say we're in a bear market, because for a bear market, you need a break of market structure, and we have not, I repeat, we have not broken market structure as yet. We're still above the weekly support levels, and we're still above the market structure levels. So for now, Bitcoin is still not in a bear market, as long as it remains above these two supporting structures. Again, the 30,000 and 28,600. Now, you may remember I mentioned a second criteria for a potential bear market. And what is that one? The second criteria for a bear market is failed rallies, when rallies get rejected. So for example, here's the chart of Bitcoin back in the year 2018. Notice that after the crash occurred in 2017, and when it dropped below the 21 moving average here, notice what happened on Bitcoin for the next several months. For the next several months, Bitcoin tried to get above the 21 average, and each time it failed. Notice how many times Bitcoin bounced back to the 21 weekly average. Here, 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 here. In fact, Bitcoin tried at least 4 times to bounce back and get above the 21 weekly average, and it failed 1, 2, 3, 4 times, rallies to resistance got rejected. And that is the second sign of a bear market, when rallies get rejected. Okay, so when rallies fail, as you can see here, at least 4 times back in 2018. Now listen, I'm not showing you this chart because I think it's going to happen the same way this year in 2021. We just don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen the same way. What we can know, what we do know is this. We have now a rally back to the 21 weekly average. The last one here, the last rally, well, it almost made it to the 21 weekly average, but it didn't quite make it there, and then it failed, as you can see here. So the question is this. The question is, can this rally succeed, or will it be a failed rally? And that's the main thing here. That's the main thing that counts for now. Because, guys, you can see the Bitcoin has bounced back to the 21 weekly average. But that's why, guys, we have to be careful here. Because here's the thing. If Bitcoin is going to prove to us, if Bitcoin is going to persuade us that we're moving back into a bull market or an uptrend, then this rally that you're seeing here, this recent jump in the price, must not fail. Because if it fails, for example, if Bitcoin does this, what it did in 2018, if Bitcoin, for example, fails here, and let's say, for example, it drops back to the prior lows here, if it drops back to 31,000 or 30,000 levels, then yes, guys, if that happens, with a very strong probability, it could break this level and fall down significantly to lower levels. But for now, bulls could have a chance here. Bulls might have a chance. For example, if they can show to us that this rally cannot fail. So for example, we've had a nice little jump here, nice bounce and rally in the price, currently just hitting the 100 EMA. And we've taken out some near resistance levels here. But here's the thing, guys. Look, as long as Bitcoin can remain above 34,000, bulls have some degree of control for now. But the question is, can this rally succeed? Can this rally have some more follow through to it? Because again, back in 2018, look what happened here. After the crash, look, it formed a base here. It formed a base, as you can see here at this blue line. You can see here, it formed a base at this level, okay? And finally broke this level. It broke this level several months later, back in November of 2018. That actually confirmed the bear market. But here's the thing. We had clues. We had clues of a bear market at the time. Why? Because these rallies, you can see here, each of these rallies here, back to the 21 moving average, failed. Here, here, as I showed you, here again. So again, remember guys, when rallies fail, when rallies to resistance fail and get rejected, that's a sign of a bear market. Again, I'm not trying to say to you that this pattern that occurred in 2018 is exactly what's going to happen this year in 2021. Again, there's no way of knowing that. But here's the thing. If Bitcoin is going to prove to us that it's moving back into a bull market or a likely uptrend, then what it needs to do is get above the 21 weekly average, the blue line you see there, and stay above it. Okay, so rallies to resistance must not fail if Bitcoin is going to persuade us that we're moving back into a potential uptrend. That's the main thing, that's the main takeaway from this recent jump in the price to the 21 weekly average. So let's see what happens here, guys. But the question is, can this rally succeed? Can it have more legs to it? Or will it be another failed rally, like in the 2018 period? The main thing is this, guys. Look, as long as Bitcoin remains above 34,000, for now, bulls have some degree of control here. But to prove to us, to actually persuade us that Bitcoin is going to move back into a bull market, then it has some work to do. And what it needs to do is, first of all, it needs to remain above these key support levels. Because as long as it remains above these support levels, Bitcoin still has a chance here. In other words, for now, we have not broken key market structure. So Bitcoin so far has avoided the risk of a bear market for now. But also, very importantly, we need to see if this rally, this recent rally here to resistance, to the 21 weekly average, will this rally succeed or will it fail? And that's the key thing here. For now, it's holding that 21 weekly average. Let's see what happens here in the next few weeks. It's going to be very interesting. Again, if this recent rally in the price, if this fails to gather any more traction or momentum, then things could get very risky for Bitcoin. Let's see what happens. I think the next few weeks could be very interesting. Thanks very much indeed. Bye for now.